Oh.
So anyway, my tooth fell out because I was flossing on my tooth. My filling fell out. And I was like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll just worry about it tomorrow. So I went to work and I got an appointment. And I didn't eat all day because I was like, well, I don't want food to get in there. That's gross. And so it just sucks because when you're at the dentist, it's like you're at the dentist for like an hour. Because like whatever
and
you
you're
do,
just like sitting there most of the time waiting.
Because like I sat there for a good like 15 minutes in the chair just waiting for the dentist to come. Then he comes, he stabs me with a needle to get like the what's it called? Anesthesia or I don't know.
Yeah, to get you numb.
To get me numb. And then I had to wait for another 15 minutes for it to work. And then he goes in there and it takes him another like 15-20 minutes to do it. And then they're like talking to me. Now I'm the adult and they're talking to me about money. And I'm like, I don't know like how much it's going to cost. I'm like, okay,
it's
so
expensive.
Anyway, get it filled. And I was like, you know what? I might as well go to the orthodontist and get my retainer fixed because it has been broken for like probably more than a year now. Because I just don't want to go. It seems like every time I fix it, it just breaks again, literally months later. And I'm just kind of tired of it. I have to pay $50 each time. And so I go and I get my retainer fixed. And of course, the orthodontist isn't even there. So we have to wait. I'm waiting in this chair for another 15 minutes. I thought that I had to go back to a regular dentist at 4 o'clock. My appointment was at 3:30. So I was like, that was my biggest mistake. Anyway, so I go. I'm sitting there for 15 minutes and he's just like helping everybody but me. And then he finally gets to me and he grinds down the glue because there were 2 spots that were broken. He grinds down the glue and then he's like, okay, go swish in the sink and then come back. And then he's helping other people while I'm swishing in the sink.
Gosh.
So I had to wait another 15 minutes for him to come back and glue it back on.
Oh my gosh.
It should have been like a 10-minute thing and it turned into like 45 minutes. And so finally I got out and I called the regular dentist. And they were like, your appointment is until 4:30 and it was 4:15. And I was like, oh great.
Nice.
So I like made it in time. I got a cleaning. Mind you, this has been like 3 years since I've had a cleaning, and I floss every now and then, but it like should definitely be like an everyday thing, which it is now. I've had a routine, okay? So like I was totally prepared for me to have like cavities. But anyway, she's just going to town on my mouth and I can taste the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this sucks. I hate this. But then it turns out I don't have any cavities. So that was good.
That's awesome.
At least there was a good
awesome.
story, good ending to the story.
Yeah. Do you remember when like mom got her first cavities? Do you remember that?
No.
I was like 10, I think, because mom was like, wow, I got my first cavity today. I was like, in your whole life, you've never had a cavity?
Can't relate.
So she was like 30-something before she got a cavity.
I'd like to be perfect.
Of course.
Hey everybody, you're listening to Siscussions with Heidi, Nat, and Kim.
We're 3 sisters who talk about anything and everything while playing trivia.
We can't promise we'll always stay on topic, but we can promise we'll always be safe for work. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode.
So today we are going to be talking about our favorite movies of 2023 and our movies that we're looking forward to the most this year in 2024. So we were told to just put your things in order, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
The fear in Kim's eyes.
I didn't, but I can.
It's okay. We can just go.
No,
okay.
I can. I totally forgot.
Well, I just did top 5 and then some like
okay, let me do that.
Mentions, honorable mentions.
I didn't see that many movies, so I barely cranked out 5.
Really?
There's so many. I was going through it and I was like, Colton, there's so many movies we haven't seen still. We need to go watch.
Really? You don't have to. You can just like talk about whatever you want.
No, because as you can see,
you guys better go
lot.
first because I barely have 5.
I love the movies. I have to say, going to the movies is my happy place.
I love the movies, but
I do too.
I miss Megaplex
I
Vineyard.
realized. What do you mean? Oh, you don't.
We
go
don't
there?
like Cinemark. We're not Cinemark people. This is not a Cinemark household.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I realized that I'm definitely an adventure movie person
Okay.
because I was going through like a list and I basically just looked up 2023 movies. And then it was like thriller, no. Rom-coms, no. Romance, no. It was like all these things are like I didn't really have any. And then adventure, and it was like every single one that I've like
Oh
seen.
wow.
So I was like, okay, I'm an adventure person. I got
I
it.
like
That's
that.
my genre. I get it. Because I feel like adventure has like everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And so like I like a little bit of everything. So anyway.
That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
You're so poetic.
Yeah. Thank you.
I felt
Beautiful.
Anyway, so let's go from number 5 and then work our way to number 1.
sweet. My number 5 was Elemental.
I still need to see that
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
It's so cute.
That was my number 4.
If you like rom-coms,
Dude, I know people keep telling me, but I want to watch it with Wesley, but we haven't had time to watch it.
you guys both need to watch it because me and Jeff watched it together, and oh my gosh, it's so cute. I would watch it again.
That was one of those where like Colton had put it on with the kids and I was like off doing something and I was kind of like popping in every now and then, like grabbing stuff to clean up or whatever, and I'd like kind of get caught watching it, and then I eventually was just like sitting down watching it, you know, and then I had to like rewatch it the next day because I missed like the full like
Yeah.
first half of the movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's good though.
It's cute.
What was
What was
yours,
your
Nat?
what was your 5?
I put the Eras Tour because I literally did not have enough movies.
That was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I love going to the movies, but it's like it's hard with kids because
Yeah.
then you have to pay for babysitter, then you have to pay for the movie, then it's just like a lot.
Hey, it was
so.
nominated for a Golden Globe. So
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that was really fun. Like I really
It
liked
was
when Heidi and I
fun.
went and watched.
Yeah.
That was, like,
It
really
made
good.
history as far as concert movies go. So maybe they'll do that for big name artists from here on out.
That would. Be
I think that'd be
cool.
fun.
I
Yeah.
think it would be way worth it.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that will pay $25 to see, you know, a concert, and they get a better view, honestly.
Yeah,
Like
in a
maybe
lot of
it's not in
instances.
person and you're not seeing the person that you like.
but it's still like a fun experience. Like you're still like enjoying that with like a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
and, like
Everybody
I don't know.
there just was enjoying themselves, and it was just like a happy atmosphere. So
Yeah.
it was really fun.
I think
Yeah.
Netflix is gonna add it to their roster.
Heck
soon.
yeah.
So anyway, Nat, you want to
Can't
go? Since you went last time, I
Yes.
think this time
Oh,
we can just
trivia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trivia.
When Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came, why am I speaking?
I know, where did that come
from?
When Star Wars.
When Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came out. Okay, this is sorry.
Sorry, it's just like you were ready to like announce it. Sorry. Get it.
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came
Okay.
out
Okay.
of the closet.
Of the closet?
Okay, this is a poorly framed question. Let me see what I'm trying to say here. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so in its first week,
Okay.
George Lucas was getting how many cents from every dollar on ticket sales of the Phantom Menace?
Okay.
Okay, what are the options?
5 cents, 42 cents, 76 cents, or 98 cents.
I'm going to say 5.
I want to say 98 just to be chaotic.
It's 98.
No
Can
way!
you believe that? Because this is how it started. I was like, how did it start? I was looking at all the movie stuff, and then I was thinking about movie theaters, and then like I read something that was like, oh, movie theaters don't make money really off of ticket sales anymore. It's just mostly concessions. And I was like, what? And then I was like going down this rabbit hole, and they were talking about this. I was like, how do they make any money? Like it all went to George Lucas. It's like, dang.
Well, they didn't because it wasn't like that popular. Well, it was, but like, I mean, he did write it, direct it,
That's
did
true.
a lot of it
That's true.
He deserves
himself.
that.
Yeah, 98 cents for every dollar he got.
That's incredible.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
I want to be married to him.
That means like everybody else got like 0.00002.
And now I want to know how much the actors made off of that because they have to pay everyone that's involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Wow. 98 cents on the
They
dollar.
better have paid that man that was in that R2D2 some good money.
Yeah. Well, I will
Anyway,
fight. He would.
yeah.
He should have gone 1 cent on the dollar then.
Okay, mine was my number 5, Hunger Games.
Oh, the Ballad of
Ballad
okay,
of
yeah.
Songbird and Snakes. That one was kind of a toss up between some other ones, but I did enjoy it because I read the book and it's very similar to the book.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot. But
Nice.
anyway, go ahead.
Number 4. Okay. Just because I have to. Haunted Mansion. So I went into it, and you can even ask my friends I talked about it with. I went into it not having the highest of hopes because the original Eddie Murphy one wasn't that great.
Mm.
But so I watched it the first time, it was kind of meh. Watched it again the second time, and I was like, no, this is a movie. This is, and it was closer to the ride, and it goes deep into like the lore of the ride from Disneyland.
That's cool.
It's cool, so I recommend it. Rosario Dawson's also in that one.
Oh,
Because of course she is. Anyway.
I think I've only ridden the Haunted Mansion ride like once. Because it was always so
same.
long.
Only once.
That was like a ride that everybody wants to ride.
I still feel bad that we didn't go. When
You
we
know,
went.
me too.
That's okay. I honestly, it's fine because when we went, it was Nightmare Before Christmas, and I prefer the original Haunted Mansion ride. And that's why we'll not go to Disneyland this year because it's closed until the next year. So Jeff is safe. He's marked safe this year from another Disney trip.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Nat, you're number 4.
It was Elemental.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Okay, my number 4. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I still haven't seen
that one is just so sad.
It is sad, but it was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It is a very sad movie.
I know. I remember you guys telling me, and so maybe that's why I've been avoiding it. Because I just
And like, it's not sad enough where like I cried. She cried. You cried, right? I don't think I cried though.
I like a
So just don't go on your
baby.
period.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it had a lot of good things in it, and I really like the characters and their relationship that they have with each other. Like they are very much a family, and then I like how they brought Nebula kind of into that family.
Yeah.
And so she now kind of has a place instead of just an angry person.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of like resolution. So like resolution, is that the right word? Where like he gets to see his grandpa again. You get to know more about Rocket and like his backstory and how he grows as like into himself. He grows more into like who he's supposed to be instead of like what he was made for. And anyway, so it's pretty good. I liked it.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Okay, my next one, I gotta give it to, oh man, there's so many good movies. Okay, I'll say Megan. So Megan, I don't know if you guys have seen that one. So okay,
I probably won't.
Something about me you gotta know is I love when movies can combine 2 genres into one movie and execute it so well. I had
because it was a comedy.
It was a comedy thriller, and so maybe horror comedy. I don't know, but it was so unserious, and that's what makes it so good for me. And I feel like I had the lowest of expectations, and it was actually so funny. So, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Interesting.
All right, I'll go next with my trivia real quick. Okay. What was the highest grossing movie in 2023? Do you guys know?
No.
Oh, okay. These are the options. The Super Mario Brothers
Barbie.
movie, Barbie, Oppenheimer, or Past Lives.
Ooh, is it Oppenheimer or Barbie? I'm going to say Barbie.
I feel like Barbie can hit more audiences, so probably.
It is Barbie.
They made it like 1.3 billion or something.
Oh my gosh.
Domestically.
That's wild.
Incredible.
Yeah, we've already talked about Barbie before. Not my favorite movie.
Well,
but
I still haven't.
I have new thoughts on it.
Still have
actually.
not.
did you watch it again?
Yeah. So
My therapist talks about that movie like every now and then. So
Really?
maybe I need to watch it.
No, you do, because there's a quote in that movie that actually made me think of our conversation that we had the other night. But I rewatched it because my assistant is a very optimistic person, and she like loved the movie, and she told me, well, this is why I liked it, and like she explained like her opinion and her like review of it. And so I was like, maybe I need to go into it like with a different perspective. So I went into it and I was like, you know what, how they kind of attack men in it is not the best, but the underlying message of it all is for all people, and for specifically women who struggle with just being a woman. Like you have to, like America Ferrera's speech, amazing. But yeah, I went into it with a fresh perspective, and I'm like, you know what, like I could see, and even like and how she put like how I watched a YouTube video actually, which I never watched YouTube, of this girl basically saying, like, with Ken being played as the dumb blonde,
Mhm.
we've been seeing women portrayed like that in movies for so long, and that's why we're kind of like, it kind of shook people to see the guy be the dumb one for once, because
Mhm.
we're not used to that. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's probably why it bothered me so much, because I'm like, if it was a
Because it's
girl,
uncomfortable.
yeah, because uncomfortable, because it's different. And so I was like, oh my gosh.
Well,
And
I
so
also
anyway,
was talking to one of my coworkers, and she kind of has the same thoughts as I do about the movie.
yeah,
But she's like, but I did watch something, and it's like, if you think about it, when Ken comes back from like the real world,
Mhm.
and Ken is like, sorry, we're kind of just like ruining the movie.
I know a lot about it.
Okay, so when Ken comes back from the real world,
and he's like trying to install the patriarchy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to install it as like, oh, I'm the winner, and I'm better than you, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
They both get like a sense of their own medicine almost,
Mhm.
where they're like realizing, okay, there has to be a balance. There has
Yeah.
to be like, we can both be in, a form of power. We can both have a form of like hierarchy, but in our own way. Like, it doesn't have to be all about Barbie.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't have to be all about Ken.
Yep.
It should be a mix.
Yep.
And I feel like Barbie comes back and she recognizes, okay, maybe this is too far.
Mm-hmm.
Because she realizes, she's like, okay, well, the men have it in the real world, and then we have it in Barbie land.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not fair to either gender who don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like about keeping things in equality.
Yeah, it's about that part of like feminism. And so yeah, like I would rewatch it with you just so we can like
Yeah,
see it.
if anything, I appreciate like the social conversations. Like it's sparked.
Yeah.
So, like on social. Commentary.
As much as like I don't like the way they went about portraying men, it does happen, but I wouldn't say, maybe I'm just naive, I don't know, I wouldn't say to that extent, maybe. And so like how they were making men seem was just very unfair. And then same with women. It's like we are not all that way.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like I like what you're saying. Like it was a movie that showed both sides of the coin. Because like, yeah, Barbie got a taste of her own medicine, and then there's a point where she gets cellulite and she's like depressed, and that's kind of what Ken was feeling before. He just didn't have a name for that.
Yeah.
Because he was living in Barbie's shadow before he went out into the real world.
Yeah.
And then that's when he sings his big song, which Ryan Gosling.
And see, why do you think he took it so far? Because he hasn't had that taste.
Exactly.
So like if you're given like, if you feel like you're the minority, then you just want everything.
Yeah.
But like if everything was just as equal as possible, then you wouldn't have so many heartbreaks and all those like extra pressures. Maybe
it's a swing. Like if you look at history, it's like it was once on this side where like women didn't have the greatest situation, and now like we have this huge swing of like feminism, right? And so it's just like I just feel like it's just a constant like swing until it will kind of finally come to like somewhere in the middle, or maybe it will keep swinging, but it will stay somewhere in the middle. Hopefully.
I don't know, did you guys see what happened at the Golden Globes? Not to chomp down on the pop culture
about Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
and the guy that was
the
guy that was
host.
making fun of a lot of people.
Yeah, like he said, "Oh yeah, we watched a movie about a doll with plastic boobs," and it like totally missed like the point. And then he made the joke about Taylor Swift was, the difference between the Golden Globes and an NFL game is there's less camera shots of Taylor.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, well, everybody, like, I saw this video of like the camera panning out to the audience when he made that joke, and Taylor Swift just like takes a drink and is like unamused.
Yeah, she's
and then like Robert Downey Jr. was like,
because that's totally her fault.
Yeah.
And then Selena Gomez like face palms. Like everyone's just like uncomfortable. It was like the most uncomfortable. The clips I've seen, I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips on TikTok, and I'm just like, who hired this guy? Like he totally.
That's what drives me nuts. Like when like even like Dad or like Jeremy even said something one time. He was like, when is it gonna stop? Like we've seen it. Like I get that that's like annoying, but like the way they go about it sometimes does feel like they're blaming Taylor Swift. And I'm like, she is not the cameraman.
Yeah.
And she is not the guy deciding to put her on the screen. Like, she has no control over that.
Honestly, she looked really good at the Golden Globes, so we should have had more camera shots. Do you think of her green dress?
Yeah, she looks awesome.
Great. So I was like...
And then Selena in red? Come on.
It's her color.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, anyway, I digress. But yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess, like, I have thought about maybe I'll need to watch it in a different
We'll watch
light
it with Natalie.
because again, I think it has a bigger message than what I was seeing because like I just hated how much they were going after men, and I hated that aspect. But
sometimes it really is. It's like there's something uncomfortable for us because of how we were raised, and it really could just be the society we were raised in. It really could be. It doesn't mean that it's like right or wrong necessarily. It's just like that's what we're used to, and that's where I think it's helpful to go back and watch it and be like, okay, was this just like my initial reaction because that's what I've been taught my whole life, or is it because I actually feel that it's wrong?
That's how I felt. I was like, wow, I'm so glad I'm rewatching this because
that's why I'm like happy that my coworker said something to me because it like made me rethink. Like, okay, maybe I'm thinking about this way too extreme.
Yeah, maybe I'm too bitter or something. Yeah.
Maybe like this is just hitting home somewhere that I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. But like, yes, but like maybe it's just something that like I need to rethink. I don't know.
Because
it's probably not going to be my favorite movie.
It's probably
not ever, but I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we went on a long tangent about that.
I think that's great. That's a great stance.
All right,
who's next for their number 3? I think Nat is.
I said Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Listen, these are literally the only movies.
Number 3?
Okay, these are the only movies I saw.
That's why she says that.
So I had to like just put them in my top 5.
Okay.
And honestly, I didn't even really like it that much.
What?
I don't really like those movies that much. They're all right. Like they're a good watch, but they're not like my favorite movies.
The first one is not my favorite. The second one's good.
The second one was better. Yes, it was better than the first. For sure.
Oh my gosh, I have so much to say about
it could also be though that like when we watched it, we were in St. George and I was having the worst period of my life and like I was exhausted watching the movie, so like that could also have something to do with it.
No, it really is about like where you're at mentally because sometimes I'll still not watch a specific movies or shows because I'll think back about the last time I watched them and like where I was mentally.
I just don't think I was prepared for like when the older Peter Parker dies. Like, I just thought because it was like a cartoon and like sort of more of a kid's show, it'd be like not so heavy. And then he like literally just like gets pounded to death. And I was like, and it just like immediately was like, oh, okay.
Well, you don't see it.
I know, but it's just like,
yeah. And then when like, the whole storyline where it's part of their character where it's their storyline. Somebody in their life has to die.
It's a canon event.
Yeah,
like
the canon event.
Like, can you change fate somehow?
Yeah, can you change your destiny? And I'm kind of excited for this third movie to come out.
Me too. It's coming out.
I think it's this year.
I hope.
Like December or something. I think. I don't know. But, and then my number 3 was Super Mario Bros. I really liked it. It was really cute.
Actually, I did see that one. I forgot about that one.
And like, I know why it was only an hour and a half, but I still wish it was longer.
That was Jeff's only complaint.
Yeah.
Really?
He was like, I wish it was 3 hours long. I'm like,
I know people give a lot of like flack to like Chris Pratt and whatever for his like accent, but I think he did a great job. I think he did a good job.
I think it was fun. I mean, as someone who was married to someone who like loved Mario, it was a treat to see how excited he was getting. So,
what was your number 2?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It has to be up there for me out of, all of these movies because the thing about Miles Morales as a character, so I saw a video of someone saying like the problem with bringing characters that are racially charged into cinema is how you write them, and why the Into the Spider-Verse movies have done so well is because Miles Morales being black is not his character. It's just a part of him.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, that nails it right in the head. Like, it's not about his struggles being black. It's about him. And so I was like, wow, that's so true. I think that's why I'm so fascinated by him as a character. And so, and the Spider-Verse movies are great.
What's your second one, Nat?
I put the Hunger Games movie, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It was a good one.
That one was good. I really liked that one. Mine was Dungeons and Dragons.
That was a good one,
I forgot about that one, too. I did see that one.
That one's really good.
That one
I
is
that one.
my number 2 because it's so cute. And I saw it a couple times in theater.
What were your honorable mention movies, Heidi?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Was it good?
It was pretty good. It was
Okay.
like better than what I thought it would be.
We didn't see it. We went through a phase of not going to
And it
movies.
has the same animation as like Into the Spider-Verse, so it was very like different. But it was good.
Maybe that's also partly what bugged me about Into the Spider-Verse.
Is
It's
the
like
animation?
it's so different that I wasn't
Quite used to it yet. I like that. And then my other one was The Boy and the Heron. This
Hey,
is
that just won a Golden Globe.
yeah. And
What is
so
that one about? I haven't even heard of that
It's
one.
from Studio Ghibli.
yeah, it's an anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's this kid who.
No, wait, maybe I have seen that. Now that you say it's an anime, I think I've seen.
It
Robert
just
Pattinson's
came out.
the Heron.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson is the Heron. He does a great job.
That's why I've seen it because people have talked about his voice in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did watch it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've seen like people. Like,
You've
people
heard
know
of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's about this kid and his dad. It's actually a very confusing movie. I really put it as an honorable mention because I loved the music. The movie itself is very, very confusing because this kid and his dad end up moving to, they lived in Tokyo or something, some like really big city, and then they end up moving into like a quieter place next to this building that has like rumors about it where it takes you to different places and then you're just never heard from again.
Oh boy.
And so this kid is like kind of like, this heron is harassing him and like keeps telling him stupid stuff, and so he's like ready to like kill this bird because he's just annoyed with it. So then he sees his stepmom go into the woods where this building is, and so he follows her and he gets like stuck into this world, and he has to like get his mother or his stepmom back, and they have to get back into the real world where there's like a whole bunch of other stuff happening in this like fake world.
All right.
It's very confusing, and I did not do it justice in my summary, but the music is so good, and the animation is very good.
I've been having this like weird itch, like where I kind of want to go back and watch the animes I watched as a child with like Jeff.
Yeah.
I want to like watch it with Jeff and like see how we react to it as an adult, because watching it as a kid, it was just like a weird movie that somehow was entertaining. But when I think about it, what I remember, I'm like, I think there was like deeper messages hidden in there, and I kind of want to go back and watch it and see what they are.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely are.
I need to do my trivia.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
it.
So your trivia.
Okay. In season 1, episode 14 of Friends, Chandler says he's coming back as what? This is a quote directly from the show. It says, "Oh man, I'm in the next life, I'm coming back as a blank."
Toilet brush.
Yeah, that is correct.
You asked the
Oh,
wrong
Chandler.
question.
I know.
Oh,
It's because
Chandler.
that's been on my mind a lot. I ever heard it and I thought it was so funny, and I was like, that could be a trivia question.
That's funny.
That was a
Yeah.
good one. One of my I'll just mention 3 honorable mentions. One was Knock at the Cabin, M. Night Shyamalan film, very good, based off a book, very, very well done. It got mixed reviews. I would watch it again. Well, Jeff and I just watched it again. Gran Turismo, it's on Netflix. I think I told you guys about it the other night. So good. Me and Jeff finally watched it.
I need to watch it.
It was really
Yeah, I
good.
did too.
It has Orlando Bloom and David Harbour, aka Hopper
Mhm.
from Stranger Things. Very good. And then, believe it or not, The Marvels.
Yeah.
Very, very fun film. It kind of gave me the vibes of like Thor Ragnarok. So if you liked Thor Ragnarok, I think you would like the vibes of The Marvels. As far as like comedic timing and then still having the superhero element. So I digress. Okay, my number 1 film was Oppenheimer. I
haven't
like
seen that.
still think about that movie. That is the only movie I've seen Jeff like full on cry
Really?
during. We were watching it in IMAX. That's the only way to watch it. And I look over and he's just like wiping his tears. And I understood in that moment like why he was crying. So I was like, oh my gosh, but he's crying and I'm not for once. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like. And so anyway, and we actually decided, because we were like, oh, we're gonna wait till Black Friday this year to get it. And today we were like, no, we should just get it.
Yeah.
And so
That's one that I want to see. I don't know why I haven't.
it's long.
I think maybe it's because it's long and because it's sad, and I'm not quite in that headspace to watch a sad movie.
It's not really sad. It's just like the part that Jeff.
Heartbreaking.
It's just the part that.
It's not sad, it's
so it's like the
heartbreaking.
making of the atomic bomb, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically this scientist guy, Jay Oppenheimer, who's like I can make this thing.
Mhm.
I can do it. And the military comes down, can you do it? Yes, I can. And so he builds this team with other scientists and they make this thing, figure out how to do it, test it out. And they're like, awesome, we did it. Like we did something that we thought was impossible. And then they see it in action and then
It dawns on them.
It dawns on them. And so you see their different like reactions of like the realization of like
what they created.
like what they did. Like, you know, it was like for them, it was like a nerdy thing that they were like, wow, we could do this.
Man.
And then they realized like the weight of it. And so like there's some of them that are like vomiting on the floor outside of the building, like as they're watching like the after effects of what's going on. And like Oppenheimer even sees like in the audience around him, like people, he sees like visions of like people's skin coming off because of the explosion. And so it's like, it's not as graphic as I'm saying it, but like that is the part that like me and Jeff were just like, oh my gosh, like the weight of all of it. So anyway, very well done. Cillian Murphy kills it.
Yeah, I need you to watch it with me so that we can skip the sex stuff. Like,
yeah, I will. Yeah, because one of them, I'm just like, well, both of them. I'm like, why? But there's one I'm sure that I'm like,
yeah, that wasn't needed. Anyway,
it's literally just Florence Pugh and Cillian in a conference room, and there's other people around them, and it's like a fantasy that he's playing out. It was like weird. I was like, okay, Flo. Anyway, all right. What was your number one?
Mom, you were number one.
Your number one.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Oh, see, and I haven't seen that one. But that one, I think I forgot about.
Okay, dude, I looked it up, and I thought it came out in. Wait,
it was this summer. This last summer.
I keep getting it mixed up with his other movie that he does.
Oh,
Top Gun.
Oh.
I thought Top Gun came out last year, and I was like, what? It didn't come out. Okay, that one probably is my top one.
Really?
Because I put Spider-Man as mine.
Oh.
But I loved that movie.
I loved it too. Like that was one of the movies where I immediately wanted to watch it again. And like the whole time I was like, and then it's a part one. And I didn't realize that. And so they like ended it. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah. But this year, right?
I don't know.
I think no. For Mission Impossible?
I don't know.
Well,
we never got to the movies that we're looking forward to, but we've run out of time.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have to do this in a future episode. But
yeah.
We are going to do our last trivia from Wesleyton.
What's the
Our consequence is we have to get inside a trash can.
Yeah. All right, I don't want to do that.
A disgusting trash can.
I don't want to do that.
Okay. Timothy Chalamet. Wait, what's up with Timothy Chalamet?
He's obsessed with him,
Yeah.
apparently.
Man crush.
Wesley, yeah, he's got a man crush. It's his white boy of the month.
Oh my gosh. So he has dual... Okay, we can get this one. Dual citizenship in United States and which other country? France.
Well, Canada is on the list, and Canadians do speak French.
Oh, dang.
I hate to put that in there to throw me off. Wesley, if you're watching this.
Nah, I don't know. I'm sorry, people.
Hold on.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere that it was France.
For some reason, Italy's now coming into my mind.
It's not Italy.
I know he speaks French, and I know that's probably why you're saying France. But I'm like, it might be Italy.
I feel like I've read something about him where it was France.
If I had to guess, he looks like a
French guy.
I mean, he speaks it. I would say Italy or France.
I don't think it's Italy.
France.
Oh, phew. His father is French.
Okay, there it is. He put Canada in there to throw me off. I know.
I stuck to my guns on it.
I'm glad you did, because I was like, Heidi, if we were in a trash can because of you and your gut.
Thanks for listening to Siscussions. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Siscussions Podcast to check out weekly highlights of each episode. Make sure to listen in when you need a sister or three. Catch you next week.